Hey, this is Jonathan. I am back. I just went to Costco and found, look at that. My video just stopped and I'm a little bit annoyed by it. I'm going to start over. The top of page 14. The patient may have to endure psychotherapy, and when this fails to cure the trouble, drugs may be used to suppress the symptoms. Very, very true. An inappropriate reaction to food and chemicals seems to guarantee an adverse reaction to drugs and medicines, which may be prescribed to treat symptoms. The patient tends to get worse and becomes a very difficult case, ending up reacting to almost everything. This is just like terrible upon terrible. In a typical case of masked food allergies, food allergy, the patient may suffer mainly from involvement of the central nervous system. Perhaps the most distressing symptoms of all is what has been described by the patients as woolly brain syndrome, an inability to concentrate, confused thinking, memory impairment, and a tendency to just sit in an inactive tempor are all symptoms which cause great distress to the patient, who is normally highly intelligent, very industrious, and exceptionally competent. Isn't that interesting? Depression is a common and distressing symptom. I have often heard patients with this complaint say that they would kill themselves if they could only bring themselves to do it. Life becomes intolerant. So the stress of the situation causes them to go nuts. This state of affairs can put an impossible strain on a marriage. In this condition, the person does not wish to be touched or may turn nasty in response to any sort of advance from a marital partner. These patients often become labeled as neurotic hypochondriacs, and because they cannot explain or understand their own predicament. The video camera keeps stopping. I'm going to try this. Casebook 2. You'll have to come back tomorrow to get the rest of it because I'm only going to read what's on page 14. Recently, I've received an email out of the blue from an old patient called Cliff. He had been surfing the internet and found my website and written me. Full of delights of life and exploring new technologies, he's now 88 years old. Cliff came to see me in 1985. He was 69 years old with the tale of woe. All his life, he had been sick and debilitated. He suffered frequently from what lay people call bilious attacks. Bilious attacks. I'll have to look that up. In those days, headaches and vomiting. Nowadays, we would call them a migraine attack or an abdominal migraine when the stomach is so upset. Cliff's condition was so bad that on a train ride to the honeymoon destination, he needed to lie down with his head resting on the lap of his new bride. No, he was not drunk, but he was reacting to certain food at the wedding feast, as we shall see. You'll have to come back tomorrow to get the rest. Thanks. Have a great day.